Hey guys, Zane from the Infinite Jukebox here with another album review, and today I wanted to talk about the latest Lorna Shore record, Pain Remains. Pain Remains is the latest full-length studio album from the deathcore band Lorna Shore, as well as their first full-length album with recently-ish instated vocalist Will Ramos, the individual who has really brought them to fame. This is their third vocalist now, if I recall, but it is easily the reason that Lorna Shore are even remotely relevant right now. Will Ramos' vocal style is really causing Lorna Shore as a collective to become one of the most hyped-up bands in metal at the moment, and unlike a lot of their peers in the realm of hyped-up metal bands that simply fail to live up to expectations, Lorna Shore managed to deliver just about everything that you would want from a deathcore band with a lot of hype surrounding them. Now, first things first, Pain Remains is not necessarily the most original album you will ever hear in your life, but it doesn't really need to be. I mean, deathcore is not a subgenre known for being original. A lot of subgenres of metal are not known for being original, and deathcore is especially among them. But the brutality here, although predictable, is absolutely excellently executed, and I don't think there's really arguing against that. I mean, this is just a vicious record from front to back, and even the few moments that it does take to sort of chill out still feel massive. They feel colossal, just towering over the listener as you wait for that next explosion of noise to really kick in. And as such, I really do feel like Lorna Shore are successful in creating one of the best, if not the best, deathcore record of 2022. The occasionally mathematical time signatures are definitely welcome to the overall fray of different aspects about Lorna Shore that make them stand out from the crowd, as well as the somewhat black metal related influences that pair nicely with the symphonic influences that are subtly hidden among all of the guitar work, the vocal work, and the drumming. Really just creating something that culminates into an excellent listening experience overall that does manage to stand out in deathcore, a genre not really known for standout albums. Now, onto the reason that 99.9% of you who listened to this album even checked it out in the first place, the reason that you might even be watching this video, vocalist Will Ramos. My god, that man has no chill, and I love him dearly. I mean, what can I say? On Pain Remains, he proves why he is the individual that practically single-handedly brought Lorna Shore to fame. Not to say the other members didn't have a part in it, but before Will Ramos, they were just a fairly well-liked deathcore band, and now they're one of the most well-respected acts in the realm of metal in general out there. And again, Will Ramos really does pull his weight and more here. I mean, whether it be his deep, vicious bellows or his pig-like squeals that really brought him as an individual to fame in general, he is a force to be reckoned with without a doubt. At this point, it feels kind of pointless to say it all because even though it's only been a couple of years that Will Ramos has been in Lorna Shore, but still, Ramos as an individual is on his way to becoming an icon in metal, and he's rightfully being recognized as one of the most unique and spectacular vocalists of any metal band that is currently active at the moment. I mean, he's really just making himself a legend, and we're all kind of watching it in the process. Now, with that being said, Pain Remains is not an album without flaws. Its biggest flaw, and really the only major flaw overall, is the fact that it's simply too long for its own good, and it doesn't necessarily know when to actually stop. Being roughly an hour in length, it doesn't necessarily feel super bloated or anything like that to the point that it just ruins the album as a collective listening experience, but at the same time, this could easily go for a solid 10 to 15 minutes being shaved off of it to make for a significantly better listening experience overall. The trio of tracks that kind of close off the album at the end, those last three songs, they could also easily be cut off as well, and the rest of the album would be fine as a singular piece. Just generally speaking, there are different ways that you could alter this record to make it shorter and, in turn, better overall, but nonetheless, the length doesn't drag it down too much. It just ensures that it does overstay its welcome, but only slightly. Now, this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with actual criticism of Pain Remains overall, but I just do want to say how impressive it is how far Lorna Shore have come as a band. I mean, theoretically, they have no original members anymore. I mean, literally, I don't mean it as in they have one original member. They have 0 original members that were around when the band was founded, and now they have a completely fresh-ish lineup of members, including a brand new vocalist that's already, again, a legend in the making, creating a record that is not only a good deathcore record, but just a great metal album in general, and definitely a standout of this year, even if it isn't necessarily one of the best. So overall, Pain Remains is a really fantastic record that, although held down by a slight bit of bloat from an overly long track list, is still a fantastic record that really stands out in not only the realm of deathcore, but even in the realm of metal in general. Will Ramos is a fantastic vocalist, the instrumentals are excellent, and overall there's just a very massive feel about Pain Remains as an album that proves how great Lorna Shore can be and likely will be going on into the future. I'm going to give this record 4 stars out of 5. And with that being said, that's the end of this album review. I have been Zane from the Infinite Jukebox. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.